Welcome to the DeFi standard. This is Patty XRP, and we're here with another how-to tutorial video that is going to cover using FlareX and FlareFarm on the XFi V2 platform, which will be rebranded to Songbird Finance in the future with any additional changes to the protocols. So with that, we're going to start off by going over to FlareX and explaining how to swap, what you should look for, as well as how to provide liquidity and remove that in the future if you would like to. So, before we get into this, please understand all the inherent risks involved with getting an experimental network that's essentially using real value for testing. If you don't understand that, please go to the Flare documentation, the Flare Finance documentation, and give it a read. So with this, we're going to go to the URL for FlareX, which is xfx.flr.finance. And we're going to connect to the Songbird Network here. Additionally, we're going to go ahead and bookmark this page so we have it in the future within our Bifrost wallet browser. All right, so here we can see the FlareX swap page. There's been quite a few swaps going on. Sorry, it's a little weird using my Bifrost wallet on my computer, so bear with me. All right. So with this essentially says, okay, I can swap Canary dollars or Songbird for Canary dollars. And with that, what I'm going to do is I want to provide liquidity here. So we're going to do a Canary dollar swap to Songbird. And for that, we're going to do roughly 40%. I'm kind of guessing how much I need here. Slider's not the best with my mouse. I hope it's better on mobile for people. So right there, and we're going to swap 520 Canary dollars for Songbird. The price impact is really low right here, 0.0607%. Additionally, the liquidity provider fee is 1.56 canned, and the minimum amount of Songbird I'd receive is 2,039. However, they're quoting me 2,147 Songbird, so that would be the slippage rate. That'd be the minimum that you would receive if the slippage was bad. The price impact looks pretty low, so there shouldn't be much slippage here. That's just something always to take into account. We may see more liquidity pools in the future, and some may have really low liquidity, like just a couple, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. It's not a lot, and that can affect your swap. So always pay attention to that. But let's go ahead and approve Canary dollars, and I'm going to hit confirm. This basically just says I'm willing to swap Canary dollars in this pool, and then it's going to allow me to do the actual swap. Once you approve using something on like FlareX or Flare Loans, you should be able to not have to do that step with the same wallet in the future. All right, so this is going to be a 6-cent gas fee. That's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and do that. Close out. And we should have some additional Songbird tokens. So let's reload. And it reflects that up here. Awesome. So additionally, you can click on this and it'll show you your balance. So I have 2,690 Songbird tokens and 780 Canary dollars. All right. So from here, what we want to do is go over to the liquidity page. And right now, there's one pool. It's Songbird to Canary dollars. I want to provide liquidity to that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my Songbird token amount. And I don't want to do this full amount because I need to save some for gas fees. So let's leave 10 extra Songbird. And, it's not all of my Canary dollars, but that's okay. We're just doing this as a test right now, and I'm not really trying to use them to their full capability. So with this, I'm going to hit provide liquidity. I'm going to confirm, or actually, let me go back to what I was looking at. I just want to make sure. So I'm going to send all that Songbird, add liquidity. All right, cool. So I'm good with all this. One thing you're going to want to know, if you provide liquidity, make sure you understand what impermanent loss is. Make sure you understand the mechanics of liquidity pools. That's beyond the scope of this video, but we have tons on our channel. If you go and check out the new to DeFi playlist, as well as the Flare Finance one, you can find a lot of information on that. We also have a blog on the website that talks all about Flare Finance pools and the math that goes behind them, so you understand what happens. So please check that stuff out before doing it. Looks like this transaction's taken a little longer. I don't know if it's a UI thing or backend. I kind of would assume a UI thing at this point, but just bear with me while this goes through. Let's see. Yeah. And additionally, what we'll end up doing is okay, cool. Went through, took a little longer than normal. It's not the end of the world. Let's go over to. Oh, was that not to provide liquidity? Okay, there we go. So I have LP tokens now. Let's just exit out of this and go back to the home screen. So the LP tokens aren't represented here. One of the things you could do is go to Songbird Explorer and find the FLRX tokens, and you can add those as a custom token to your wallet by hitting receive. Going up here, you can type in add custom token, go here, and then you drop that contract address in here, and you should be able to look at them. Let me see if I can find it on Songbird Explorer real quick for us and just show y'all how to do it. So if I go to tokens, and you can see there's a bunch of tokens with addresses here. That's kind of like the minting or the smart contract address underlying them. FlareX, let's try this one with much more. And I'm going to copy that contract address into our Bifrost wallet. Let's hit that. Let's see how this works out and see if that's the right one. Cool. It looks like it got that information. And now let's see. Awesome. I can see my LP tokens right here. So that's perfect. All right. So now what we want to do is go to FlareFarm. And so that's going to be xff.flr.finance. You guys could see I had all my bookmarks ready to go there from saving them, and it makes it a lot easier to come back in. So I'm going to add a bookmark. And then essentially what I want to do is hit allow for me to stake my LP tokens in this pool. And this is going to let me earn DFLR for providing liquidity. My LP tokens represent my share of liquidity in a liquidity pool, which is basically constantly changing. So just understand that part. And then this is the extra incentive you kind of get to counteract impermanent loss and things of that nature. So while this approves, go ahead and reload here. Oh, I may have kind of canceled out that transaction. All right, we'll sit back and relax and see how long this takes. Yeah, and sorry for a little gap here. I'm trying to get these out as quickly as possible, so I won't have any editing for this part. Um, let's see what I'll add. Oh yeah, so FlareFarm, you guys only see one pool here right now, and essentially there will be single token pools in the future. I believe there's supposed to be one for Wrap, Songbird, and DFLR where you can auto compound your DFLR, or not auto do it, but you can do it personally once you claim it to earn more DFLR. So that'll be up to you if, and I don't know when those will come out if you want to get into those. Cool. So the transaction went successful on approval. So what we want to do is start staking our LP tokens at this point. So there's no reason not to stake any, in my opinion, but do what's best for you. I'm going to go ahead and stake SGB to Canary dollars, confirm. All right, and this should go through pretty quickly. This is also about to be a really great stress test, I think, on the Songbird network with a ton of transactions. If I kind of scroll up to the Songbird we have here behind my wallet, let's go to the home page. Actually, you guys will see the average block times at 1.1 second. It's been below a second as of this morning sometime, so it's moving pretty fast with a bunch of people getting in on the launch of XFi. So you guys can see essentially I have that much staked. I already have 0.00100001 TFLR earned. I could claim those by hitting this. and confirming the transaction, and those will come into my wallet. And I don't want to do that right now. Let's also look, you can go to my portfolio and it will just show you the pools you're in if you're in multiple pools in the future. So the last part I want to say is if you, let's see, if you ever want to get out of this, you'll have to come in, you'll unstake all of it, and then you can take this back to FlareX and bring your LP tokens back to FlareX to receive your underlying liquidity or whatever your share of it is at that point in time. So I would go here to FlareX, hit connect, and essentially if I wanted to remove it, I can go to change stake in this pool, and let's see, we want to say remove, and it's not reading. Oh, let's see. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little user error here. Oh, well. All right. I'm just going to approve it first and see what happens just because I haven't done this action yet. That's not going to actually remove anything. It's just approving for me to remove. This is something with the EVM. I've experienced it on Ethereum as well as Polygon. Luckily, on like Songbird and Polygon, the gas fees are really cheap. So you don't have to pay like 25 bucks to approve a transaction before you actually do it. I've also noticed that these approving transactions take longer than ones that are actually moving your funds. So I don't understand exactly how the back end of that works. But we'll let this run out here. And I'll kind of talk about removing your liquidity a little more. All right, cool. So it approved it in, let's say, I wonder if I can just hit this over here. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. I could remove my LP tokens, hit that, and it will give me my liquidity back. So that's something important. I assume that this should be showing what my how much underlying Songbird I have, but I'm not sure if there's an error or what that's supposed to mean at this point. This provided. So like you can see that I wouldn't be getting a lot back right now. So for some reason it's not reading my LP tokens. Let's see. I mean, I added FlareX to this thing. Maybe I just need to refresh this page. Or let's try my pools. All right, yeah. So I mean, it definitely looks like I'm having some kind of issue because it's my fault. Okay. If I had removed my LP tokens from FlareFarm, then it'd be showing up here. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and claim my DFLR out of here just to go through this. All right, so I have DFLR. I can add a custom token address for that as well into Bifrost so I can view those. And then I'm also going to go ahead and unstake my LP tokens and remove my liquidity from the pool. All right. UI definitely a little slow today. However, I will say this is working tremendously better than XFi V1. So, they're only going to have more time to work on this over the next few weeks before it gets redubbed to Songbird Finance. And hopefully by the time they get on Flare, or I mean, it should be at least at that point, it's going to be running pretty smoothly. All right. So we're still going to wait here. And I guess you guys got to see like me trying to do something and getting ahead of myself so that can happen. It's always important to take a step back and realize all the individual steps to get to the place that you want to be. Awesome. So that transaction successful. Now let's change my staking. I want to go to unstake. Let's get it at 100%. An unstake SGB canned, 2-cent fee. Love that. And then, awesome. Transaction submitted. wonder if I can. I was hoping, I think that link there that's underlined would take you to Songbird Explorer to check it out if you want to see what's going on. But this is just loading. I'd say bear with it at this point while you're doing this, and don't get too hasty with anything. All right, so it was a little dead air time there, and successful transaction. You can see I don't have anything staked. I got a little unclaimed still. However, let's go ahead and go back to FlareX, connect, and let's go to the liquidity page. And okay, cool. So now you can see all my LP tokens. Much better. Let's hit remove. I want to take all these suckers out. So pull this to the end. You know what? I didn't write down what the ratio of them that I put in, but this is pretty close to what I feel like I put in. So I don't think the price has changed much. Maybe I've gotten a little in fees. So that's one thing. If you want to pay attention to it, then you'll need to kind of record at what price you enter, how much Canary dollars and Songbird you put in, and then when you pull out, you can kind of compare that and see what that value is worth. So let's go ahead and remove those. But this is, just a how-to. I'm not going to get into all that. And I'd probably keep that information on my own positions. All right, so this is pending, reverted by EVM. All right, it didn't go through for some reason. Let's try one more time. All right, so gonna give it another shot. Yeah, and all right, cool. So I got this back, and if I go to swap, I should have, yeah, so I have a lot more Canary dollars. So one thing I don't see is they don't have Wrap Songbird here. I don't really understand why. I think that'll get added as a pairing in the future, maybe because they just want to deal with one liquidity pool off the bat. We'll have to see, but let's go back over to here. You can see I have some Wrap Songbird back. When I removed my liquidity, it gave me Wrap Songbird back because they're basically, whenever you put Songbird into a liquidity pool, it's going to auto wrap it and delegate it for you. I don't know where the module is to do the like FTSO rewards claiming, but that'll be something I can do a how-to video on in the future. But otherwise, that's going to wrap it up for me. This is the DeFi standard. I'm Patty XRP, and I'm out.